Welcome to Ask Your Dad. I'm your host, Nate Flake, and we're here with a couple good friends tonight. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Mike Sardoni.
Big Mike.
Kellen Levitt.
All right, so this is episode 1. This thing's been a long time coming, probably months and months of procrastinating, saying I'm going to do it, didn't do it, started it, didn't do it again, deleted it. But we're going to go with episode 1 here. So we're just after Christmas, the best and worst times of the year, I guess, for some, especially parents. We were talking a little bit about before the podcast about like gift, like just getting gifts from yourself, essentially, right?
Yeah.
So this year, I think Mike was saying the same thing. Like every year, it's always funny because you have no idea what's getting bought, right?
Yeah.
Like the kids are opening the gifts, and you're just as surprised as them. You're like, oh, look what Santa got you.
Yeah, Henry opened one of mine, and I was like, oh, Jenny, that's a bold choice.
So like the same thing with like your stocking. It's the dad somehow gets hammered, and it's always like soap or.
Yeah, deodorant is a staple at my house.
Toothpaste every year. I got enough toothpaste for the next decade. No, but I get fairly lucky in the sense of like my wife and pretty much anyone that knows me knows I love Reese's. So, I mean, I get fair share of Reese's trees.
Oh, yeah, those are unreal. Just a different shape of Reese's, essentially.
Yeah, Christmas is tough for me. I just suck at buying gifts, which like a lot of people will just say, well, that's just a cop-out for just being a lazy asshole. But I'm not good at buying gifts, and I feel like when I need something, I'll just go out and get it. And I feel like there's been several Christmases where I tell Johnny, hey, I'm buying this thing, and she's like, you got to wait a week. Because I just invariably will get it from Jenny for Christmas.
Yeah. That happened to me, too, with like a blow dryer that's long broke.
Yeah, so
I use for my beard.
I get cut off from my own account December 1st. I can't make any purchases.
Yeah, you probably can't even log in to see what you got.
I mean, yeah, I'm actually I feel like I'm pretty decent at gifts. Like I have zero creativity in the rest of my life, but I feel like I do decent.
That's the time you shine.
Yeah, I mean, my daughter's like, hey, tell me a story at night. Invariably, it's the same story retold 75 different times.
Yeah.
With just different characters. I just like on the spot can't think of them.
But then Christmas time, you just
blow
it out of the water every time.
I mean, it's just, I think in some aspects, it's like, well, I got to make up for the other 11 months and 2 weeks where I'm horrible at that and like horrible just. So, no, I mean, I don't know. I think and sometimes too, I like buying, like my wife wants something cool, but yeah, I'm horrible to buy for.
Why?
Well, it's just every hobby I like is specialized.
Just get something with hooks on it.
You're gonna send your wife to like buy a special gun for you.
Yeah, it's like I can't tell her to go to the store. Hey, buy this certain jacket that fits this way with this camo pattern and this fishing lure and like.
You gotta be more simple.
Yeah, I mean, no girl knows or wants to buy a golf club or knows like what kind they are.
Yeah, Mike, why do people call you? Are you just like lazy or you just don't pay attention when people are like, I really like unicorns?
No, I think it comes from, I feel like just childhood in general. Like my folks are great at everything except for buying gifts. If they don't know what you want,
it's genetic. It's just the genetic.
Yeah,
trait.
it's passed down.
It's passed down on the Y chromosome.
It's in the genes. I don't have a choice. It's I was born this way. At any rate, my folks are super generous. They're just not great at like seeking out gifts on their own, but like if you tell them what you want, they'll get it for you. So like as a kid, unless I really got on top of a mountain and started crowing about X, Y, and Z item or cool trend, I didn't get a lot of great stuff until I started like directing my parents. And I feel like, I don't know, it's just the way my family is. I just, if they need something, they go and buy it.
Yeah. That's wild. So you would get like just crap gifts or what? Or not like crap, it's just like something you were like, I'm not really interested in that, but whatever. I'm not gonna like say anything.
Well, that's more for me.
Or would you like
that's more for
pearls?
that's well, like I just didn't know it any different as a kid. I got some pretty sweet gifts through the years, no doubt. Like one year, my dad took me to a Broncos game, and the gift started off. I was in 5th grade. The gift started off just as a blanket with the Broncos logo on it. And I thought that was like the big Christmas for me, and I was like super stoked about it. And like, yeah, neat, a cool blanket. My dad's like, also, grateful. I got these 2 tickets, and I was like, oh, neat. So we went out in December. Yeah, we went out in December to watch a football game.
That's unreal.
It's like getting batteries as a kid. You know, something else is on the.
Oh,
You're on the cusp of something else.
Yeah, you open the batteries first, and you're just
Go triple A, it's triple D.
Oh, you get the D's and the C's. You know, you're for something.
Probably the last reason of why I'm a bad gift giver is I'm just cheap. It's the CPA accountant in me that
You don't see the ROI.
yeah. I just I try and limit it, and Jenny makes up for.
You're like, are these tennis lessons going to pay off later?
Yeah, that's. I mean, I just I try not to overspend. Watch the budget, but invariably it just gets
wrecked.
Oh, prices. I mean, costs just go through the roof.
Yeah,
The costs far exceed inflation.
Yeah. Oh,
we try to do like a we try this is the first year we've done it where we try to do a trip instead of like Christmas. So we'll do like a trip as a family in December. Kids get one gift, right? Santa's going to bring one gift, and then but my mother-in-law just goes so hard. But so that by the time like Christmas comes, like literally are just 10, 15 gifts each from my mother-in-law, and it's cool that I don't have to pay for them, but at the same time, the kids just get spoiled.
Oh,
both
they
ways.
get preconditioned.
Oh, we
Yeah, Coco at the end, she's like, "So, Mom, Dad, what did you get us?" I'm like, "We got you a freaking trip to Spain. You spoiled piece of crap." So
or it's
too stunned.
Or it's like the kids get gift fatigue after 4 gifts. I mean, at least mine are at an age where my daughter's at an age where there's 4 Christmases throughout the day. There's 4 gift sessions.
Oh, you guys go to 4 families?
It's like, ours, then grandparent 1, grandparent 2.
Oh, that'll rip.
And just like, then other gifts that we just never, just forgot to open in the morning. And it's like, yeah.
So they're
but invariably, I'm like
yeah.
the reason for the gift fatigue because I always overgo on my kids and overspend.
Yeah.
So it's just self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
I feel like part of the problem
Every
too
year.
is like for Henry. I mean, he's 3, and he'll open the first present and he'll look at it for a second and toss it by, and then if there's like a big box, he'll grab that, look at the present, set it aside, and he'll just start playing with the cardboard before he's even done.
Oh yeah, that age
finishing
is,
his
that age is
presents.
rough.
It's like
I mean, they're too pumped, but at the same time, they're like, I don't know though. My Coco's 8, and she.
Oh, she's probably.
I don't know. There's pros and cons of both.
Yeah.
Like Coco knows exactly what it is when it. I mean, a couple Christmases ago, I remember we forgot the what is that pony? My Little Pony. Mm-hmm. We forgot the My Little Pony castle.
Oh.
Not literally Christmas Eve, like one of those stories. And I'm like, oh, we forgot the actual gift. She said something right before she went to bed. She's like, can't wait to see if I get my pony. I'm like, oh shit, we forgot 100%. So I'm out looking for 100% not, sold out in all of Utah County.
Just midnight the 24th.
Yeah, literally. And so I remember I went and got just some generic castle and then bought a bajillion of the little My Little Ponies, and then I set it all up.
yeah.
Because the only difference is some stickers, right? At least that's what I thought. And Coco saw right through it, dude.
She knew.
She was just like, "Oh, this isn't the one I wanted, but I guess it's okay."
Yeah, she got targeted.
She roasted
by
me, and I was out
the
for 2 hours trying to do it.
Toy companies. She was conditioned to know what
she
the
got
brand
me.
looked like.
Oh yeah,
She got me good.
I was at Staples on the 24th at 2 p.m. Thankfully, getting the only gift that Mabel actually cared about and asked, that same pony type scenario. So
Yeah, Staples, dude. I didn't
lucked
check at
out.
Staples. I should have went there.
yeah, freaking Staples. First time I've been in Staples in a decade. Oh, actually, funny story. I had an employer. I think it was birthday, and I get a birthday card. I'm like, oh, hopefully it's movie gift card or dinner for you and your wife, whatever.
Yeah.
I've been there, 3-4 years at this point. Open it up.
No.
$10 gift card to Office Max. I'm like, what the hell am I buying at Office Max? I
Yeah.
haven't been
Give it a stapler.
it's like I have a staple gun here. You already
more-
provide me pens and paper.
How
What am I going
weak is
And
that?
I was just like, it almost would have been better to just have a card with just signed names. And I was
Yeah.
like, what am I going to buy? Some Post-it
No,
notes,
literally, he
Post-it
got-
notes, and
yeah.
graphite refills for a pencil. I mean, no one.
Refills.
I mean, I don't
He
know.
obviously got.
I don't know one
he
person
got a refund from something.
Oh,
he
yeah,
took
given.
back, and he just
give it. It was like some vendor handed him a handful of Office Depot cards, and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
let's regift it."
Oh, that sucks, dude.
I was so stunned. But yeah, similar type deal. It's I remember
Yeah.
I wanted Taylor, probably you guys. All my friends had freaking iPads or not iPads. The first iPod, the one with the buttons and all that.
The twirly bird.
I mean, we were probably what,
The one
7?
with
We were
the
probably
one with the wheel, right?
Yeah, given. You just
Sophomore
wanted-
year, I think.
Yeah, it's probably no. I think it was junior high sometime. I think. I think. Maybe not.
Well, I was behind the trend. Like I said, if I didn't really get on top of a mountain and crow, I wasn't getting it.
But like I've ever listened to, like, I didn't even like music, but I'm like, yo man, iPods look cool, like whatever. So I asked for an iPod. I opened like some same type deal, third party generic MP3 player. I'm like, I don't know how to put music on this. None of my friends do. And I'm like, oh, this is great. I love it. They obviously knew immediately I hated it. I'm like, I'm not taking this to school.
That was just pre-mini disc, the mini disc days.
My kids, we quiz them, right, about like, hey, what do you want for Christmas?
Oh, yeah.
And like we try to avoid buying kind of the main deal, until like,
The main present, like the big one.
Yeah, until like December 1st. But they always, like
Change
the
their
week
mind.
of Christmas, they hear what other people have asked for, and then
it's
they start changing their
completely
mind. And you've got to really, really subtly just manipulate them into being like, like, hey, this is the 11th hour. You can't be screwing around with your wishes here.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Can't be
that's
jerking
why
Santa
you,
around.
that's why you take the.
Santa's,
that's why you
Santa's got a schedule.
You send the letter. That's why, dude. The letter. Once this letter's sent, you can't. No backsies on that.
Yeah.
So that's why we send the letter. Yeah, same thing. We send the letter like on the 1st or 2nd.
Just have them sign their name at the bottom. It's just a generic contract.
Just put the fine print in there.
Yeah, just
Oh, that happens every year.
Yeah, it's bad news.
They try to change their mind. It's really out. But I don't know why I just thought about this. But I was thinking about gifts and stuff. We've been watching Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Like I have zero interest in Star Wars.
It's probably
right?
80% of the country because of Mandalorian and then the new one.
Yeah,
that just released.
no, Coco's just begging. I want to watch Star Wars.
yeah,
So
I've seen
I'm
like one
okay.
of them. So
They're neat
Oh,
movies.
I've
You
been
guys
neck
are missing
deep.
out.
No, I'm neck deep now, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I've been 7 or 8 movies this week.
you're like
commitment.
You're like
Yeah.
You're like Phantom Strikes Back or
like if
whatever
we're gonna do
episode
this
you're on.
thing, yeah, if we're gonna do this. Well, let's do it right. So we're watching all of them.
Are you capping it with the Mandalorian? or
Coco's
did you
waking
start
up.
with the Mandalorian?
No, we have Mandalorian next.
Okay.
In the
Oh, so you're
chronological
going
order.
chronological order.
Yeah.
Oh, you're serious.
It's not
Yes.
even. It's not even chronological
There's no
order. That's
bullshit.
the only thing I know about Star Wars. It's not even chronological
Well, you
order.
can watch them.
No, they didn't film them in chronological order, but you can watch them. You
He
can
like
watch
started
them in
at 6,
chronological
went to
order.
4, and then they went to on sub stories and
Yeah.
offshoots, and now they're back. Anyway,
I
go
gotta wrap
back.
this up. I can't believe we're talking about Star Wars. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
So we anyway. So we've been watching them. Coco's like freaking worships them. My 8-year-old, and she's been like waking up with nightmares about it though. At the same time,
right.
she like loves it, but then she'll wake up and be like, Darth Vader's gonna kill me.
Really,
It's like
really
last
is a
night she woke
double-edged
up-
sword.
She's had like kind of a fever lately, so she's waking up just
She's
hallucinating.
night terrors.
Oh, yeah,
Night
she's just
sweats,
Straight up night terrors with
sweaty palms.
lightsaber.
She's
in
got
hand.
Darth Maul in the bed.
Yeah, dude. And so today we're on our way up to a mall or something up in Salt Lake, and it was like started snowing really bad. And Coco, they start tripping every time there's snow. Like while I'm driving, they think we're gonna die every time. And so Coco's just like, if none of us make it, tell them to put all the Star Wars DVDs by my grave.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's
It's
unreal.
like the nerdiest thing. I'm gonna like literally drag this car into the freaking cement barrier.
There's a
right
lot
now.
of people that would really get a kick out of that.
Oh, I couldn't
Just
believe
put
it.
the combo
She was-
pack on my headstone.
And the fact that she said DVDs.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
We were watching Disney
Get those
Plus.
cassette tapes out there.
I could not fathom. She said something funny the other day too. She was like, it was like Thursday night, and she was all, what did she say? Oh yeah, she was. So we went to the gas station to get some Thursday night, and she's like, Dad, is tomorrow Friday? I'm like, yeah, tomorrow's Friday. She's like, so we don't have school. So tomorrow's last day of the school before weekend. I'm like, yeah. Then I hear like in a super soft with, I barely caught it. She's like, thank God. I was like, oh, jeez. I'm like, what'd you say? She's like, nothing.
That's who I give all the credit to.
Yeah, she was so too pumped. I told Sloan that she couldn't fathom. Oh man. I want to start doing. Okay, let's go into the first segment. So we're going to do a segment called Dad Peeves. So we kind of put a poll out on Instagram of your top dad peeves. And I'm going to read some of the best responses. So we'll start with S. Crosley. S. Crosley just starts out strong with too many to count. Doesn't even give me one example. My other buddy, D. Jones, 7 Dayton Jones, he said parents yelling or talking super loud to their kids at the store. I hate that.
Oh yeah, I treat talking to my kids in the store like I do talking on my cell phone, and I hate talking on my cell phone in public. Like,
I hate it.
if I'm ever in
You
line,
don't even talk to your kids at all.
no. If I'm ever in line ordering food or waiting in a line,
biggest
I never
douchebag
answer
move
my
ever.
phone. Never.
Yeah, 100%.
And if I like absolutely have to, like for whatever reason, it's like I'm barely speaking above a whisper, and they ask me 8 times to repeat it.
Yeah.
So it's just
That's
I
like
agree.
Pro All-Star move for sure. Just getting on your phone
Oh,
while
yeah.
someone's trying to think, oh, hey, hold on 1 second. And you still have the phone up to your ear?
Yeah, the only thing worse would be having a Bluetooth earpiece,
Or an AirPod.
just
AirPod.
with the microphone dangling down.
Oh, that's so rough. Yeah, we were at Winco the other day, and some lady lost her mind on her kids. Just like screaming at their kids and and I'm like, you never know what that kid did before. So I try not to judge, because I'm like, that kid's probably an asshole for sure.
Yeah.
I would never do that to my kid.
Yeah.
So the key to it
But
all
I'm
is
like, that kid probably deserved it, but maybe not. Maybe it's just bad parenting.
no, 100% he did.
The lady down here pulled out the switch.
The key to it all is not yelling. You just squeeze their arms as hard as you can.
Squeeze just to the point of bruising.
Yeah.
No, then you stop right before that. I used to do that, but then now the girls will just, don't squeeze my arm. You're hurting me. And they like totally know how to out me. It's pretty bad. I just get but that is bad. Good.
Yeah, you don't want the
Good
authorities called on you.
Yeah.
You don't want CPS knocking on your door.
Yeah, that's rough. Another buddy, Takoi Kachok, Jeremy slamming doors. That's got to be everybody's. And the kids never learn. They never stop slamming their door. It doesn't matter how old they are.
Oh yeah.
And then they get old enough where like Nora's like 6 and she started getting like a really bad attitude. And so she like knows that like the effect of it, you know. She'll be pissed and then
Oh,
she'll
it's just
slam it.
psychological warfare.
Yeah. Yeah. JH Mel, kids in bathroom, yeah. Oh, I hate this. Toothpaste, toilet, tub, showers, it's all a mass cluster every damn day.
I get so angry at that one.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
He's got a lot of girls too. So I mean I actually got 2. I've got 2 girls and like two girls plus a wife. The hair, just kill yourself.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
but at
bad.
least not getting urine spewing all over, which I haven't got to that yet, but I've seen it on friends and family that have boys.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Mike,
They
yeah,
can't even control it.
They're aiming
So it's like those-
they're aiming in the hallway.
It's like those blow up things that they put at car lots to attract people.
Yeah, the wiggly.
Yeah, it's just
Coco
winds
calls
just
those
going,
the wiggly guys.
Yeah,
dude.
it's that and 60-mile-an-hour winds. Just it can't be controlled, and it gets everywhere. But yeah, kids using your bathroom, yeah, horrible. We just got a house a few months ago, and we've got enough bathrooms for all of us. And kids still use my bathroom 75% of the time, and I just rage.
Oh, I get so pissed. Yeah. There's literally, I'm like, there's like 2 other bathrooms, and like go use those ones.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Sloan does the girls' hair like in our bathroom too, and I'm like, there's literally 2 other bathrooms that you could do the same.
It's probably the reason why every luxury home has like 4 bedrooms, 18 bathrooms.
Yeah.
I never understood that until I'm like, oh, that actually that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because
it
you'd have
makes me so angry.
you'd have better luck using a spare bathroom and getting some alone time.
Oh yeah.
Another one, Chad Thornley. This kind of goes with slamming doors, unnecessary lights being turned on and left on. Someone else said that too.
Yeah, I'm bad at that
Kids
though.
leaving the lights on.
I'm
Josh
horrible
Jones.
at that too.
Yeah, it's probably just as much me as the children.
No, I went home the other day during I had to get something, like I had to grab something like at 10 a.m. and I live 2 blocks from where I work, right? So I just ran home. Sloan was at the gym. Everyone's gone. Kids are at school. Every light in the house was on. Like every single light in the house.
Every TV. Every
Yeah, it's like
fan.
they woke up 3 minutes before they had to be at school and everyone just full sprinted out what they were wearing. I couldn't fathom.
See, that's what I would do. So I can't. I've got to pass judgment on that.
Couple more of these. These are pretty good. Braden Jones. My kid, my kid, I can relate to this. My kid's taking 90 minutes to eat 5 nuggets at lunch.
Oh, I'm constantly hovering 8 inches from my daughter's face saying, bigger bites, bigger bites. We ain't got all day. Bigger bites. And then like in the back of your mind, it's like, because I mean, most guys, you get a meal, it's gone in 4 spoonfuls.
Yeah.
My daughter just eating rice, it's 5 grains, 5 grains, 7 grains,
Yeah.
5 grains. I'm like, hurry up.
But I was thinking about this one. That does suck. But I think I'd rather have that than the reverse, where you're like, we were at a restaurant tonight, and like a decent restaurant, and my kids took forever to eat, but I'd rather have them take forever than finish way fast and then just be going nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's always, they seem to eat It's always so they just seem to eat slow whenever it's like,
You're
oh,
in a
we're going
hurry.
somewhere, we're leaving at 8. Let's start this whole process at 7. It's still 7:50, and they've had their
They haven't eaten
breakfast
in-
for 25 minutes,
Yeah,
and you're just like,
yeah. I thought you were talking about nighttime. I'm like, dude, you guys go out hard, dude. You go late.
yeah, we're just at Chick-fil-A at 10 p.m.
Yeah. Just closing
Get
it
those
out.
nuggets down.
Jake Gokritz has a couple that actually really good. Having to give up your snacks to appease your kids. There's nothing worse.
Well, that's when you just buy extra, or if you go to the cupboard and you don't grab an extra one, you haven't learned. Your children haven't trained you well enough.
But when there's a finite amount of the resource, and you are giving up anywhere from a third to like a half, and it's something you really want, I see. Oh yeah,
Or I mean, it's like
That's when you just got to shove it in your mouth and be like, it's all gone.
well, it's like when you're dating your wife or engaged, and like they start to feel more comfortable enough to say like, "Hey, I just want to take a bite of that," and then you end up. I mean, every husband's done it, and then you end up just ordering them more food because they eat all of yours.
oh yeah.
And then you just have every kid do the exact same thing.
That's why I mean,
yeah.
almost always at dinner, I'm grabbing the
wasting
extra
money.
side order, and
Yeah.
it's about double the amount that I really need.
Oh yeah, and you end up wasting so much food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another one, Jake Gokritz, Jake Gokes 13. Good little username there, Jake. You get in trouble because the kids aren't listening to your wife. That's the worst. That's pretty.
That's way good. Actually.
Yeah, Jenny tries to reprimand the kids, and then I'm just sitting there. They're not listening, and then I'm in the doghouse for it.
Yeah.
Makes
Well,
no
it's your
sense.
fault, dude. You
Oh,
should have
yeah,
trained
what?
it better.
I mean, I always invariably just tell my wife, "Got to have good cop, bad cop. You're the bad cop. I'm the good one." Doesn't get anywhere.
Yeah, it's bad. A couple more, then we'll move on from this. Astrolux, Eric Smith. Ungrateful kids, whatever we do is never enough. That's just like, I don't know if that's a peeve because I don't think it's ever going to go away, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
It's just
tough.
a fact. It's just a
That's
fact of
changing,
life.
That's changing
It's something that
mindset almost.
Jenny and I talked about with our kids is like they it doesn't seem like they entertain themselves as well as when we did, or I guess maybe as well as we envisioned we did when we were children.
You remember?
No one wants to think they're annoying, but at some point I know in my life I was annoying.
Oh, I was never annoying. I tell my kids that every day.
But I can't remember, and I feel like I can remember pretty good right before kindergarten. So let's say 4 or 5 years old. I don't ever remember sitting down and like doing a puzzle with my parents,
Yeah.
or like, "Hey, come help me put together XYZ." Granted,
No.
Granted, I like didn't really like toys and was just always outside doing stuff. But like, I don't ever remember sitting down for 2 hours with my parents and doing some sort of like tedious craft.
Yeah.
No. Do you do that with your kids?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
But like,
we did
we're like
puzzles a couple times.
reading books. We're doing.
Dude, my parents didn't know where I was 99% of the time. I was just one of the 8 in the herd.
Yeah, you're just another mouth to feed.
Mike, what were you saying? Finish your thought.
So
You're still the same thing. You were thinking about how like that.
well, yeah, I mean,
just
it seems like
remember
they
it.
have a little bit of a hard time entertaining themselves, and I don't know if that's just the age that we're living in a digital age where everything's on the TV or the phone, but I don't know. It just seems like they struggle a little bit to play by themselves, and I mean, part of it could be that I keep the basement at like 55 degrees, so they may not want to go down there unless they're dressed in snow clothes. but-
You're dry aging beef in the storage room.
yeah. Yeah, I mean it's cold enough to stop the
55?
aging process.
You're lying.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
honestly,
cold. Oh yeah, I mean, I almost bought a heater the other day, and then but then the accountant in me was like, you just add another blanket on.
Yeah, put that
Just
40
wrap your-
pound, put
just
that
wrap
40
your-
pound blanket you got on.
Yeah, just wrap yourself in another blanket.
Tell your kids to double layer their clothes before they go downstairs.
Yeah, no doubt.
It makes more sense. Yeah, I don't know. I think everyone remembers stuff way more.
Oh, yeah, it's all selective memory.
It's selective memory.
Yeah.
But
I don't remember being like bored though. Maybe I don't know. I was either like watching a fist fight or like ducking from like spinning plates coming at my head.
Yeah.
Kyson and Justin got baseball bats.
Yeah, they got hockey sticks going hard. I don't know. I mean, maybe I just don't remember like being that bored. Like Coco and Nora complain about being bored
Yeah.
24/7, and I'm like, how are you bored? Do literally anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
especially with you
Oh, yeah,
especially with you as dad. Those kids have done more activities than the average person's done at age 21.
Yeah, but in the winter we just chill.
Yeah,
I mean, we go out.
It's hard.
We go out a lot, but like still,
It's hard.
But like even like when you're out, like tonight we went to the mall, but then you do one thing that's not catered to them. Like we wanted to go on Zara, dude. Zara's got their January sale. You got to sling by Zara, and they lose their minds. This is so boring. Why are we coming to the store? I didn't know that we were going to shop all day.
Where's all the Legos at?
They were going to shop all day for mom and dad. I'm like, we were here for 15 minutes.
That sounds like me and my wife and Zara, but me playing the role of the kid.
I didn't know we were going to shop all day. Dude, Zara's got some bangers right now. You guys need to go check it out.
I
got a coat that's just next level.
They have big and tall there?
Yeah, I got some big and tall there.
Last time I bought clothes from any sort of mall establishment or a department store, I don't even know. I also don't ever buy new clothes. So
yeah,
I fight with Maddie all the time. I just get a little bit annoyed because I'm like, man, if someone just told me to go do whatever I wanted for a couple hours,
I would cry.
And like to not be accountable for the time, even just like chilling in your house. Like, I mean, I'd take increments here and there, and Jenny will listen to this and be like, Mike does whatever he wants. But like, man, if
you're gonna get roasted,
like giving that opportunity to Maddie to be like, hey, go up to your room for an hour and play, or just do whatever you want. Like,
go color.
Like as long as you're not watching TV, you could even be playing a game on the iPad. As long as I feel like it's semi-educational or problem solving. But
that's way
she just
more
wants
than
to.
I do.
She just wants to sit in my pocket and like,
like literally, That's how Nora
just
is
over
with
my
Sloan.
shoulder.
Yeah, Nora does the same exact thing with Sloan. But I don't know. They have everything at their fingertips, and they still can't.
Oh yeah, it's just pearls before swine.
Yeah, literally. Another one. Jake said not getting a nap.
If I get tired enough, I just pass out. And
I hate naps,
there's
though.
nothing that I can do about it. But I normally do not nap.
There's nothing.
I mean, it's
You hate naps though.
Yeah,
I'll never nap.
Yeah, I don't love them.
I'd
I mean,
rather
it's
die
like
than
an
nap,
act of
actually.
God. If I start napping, it's like
I wake up feeling like I just got hit by a semi truck every time.
Oh, see, I worship naps, but
naps.
Oh,
Naps
no,
are a
me
thing
and-
of the past.
me and Melissa, it's just basically comes down to a fight and us trying to gauge who's more tired, who gets the nap.
Yeah.
It's like one kid's asleep, one kid's watching a movie. All right, which person gets to go to the bedroom and nap?
you guys have a survey.
you're around,
you guys
dude.
like take a survey, like a 10-question survey of like.
It's like, I had this at work. Oh, well, I was up with the kid. Oh, yeah.
How old's your kid? How old's your youngest?
She'll be, youngest is almost a year.
So a year. Oh, I guess we
Year
probably
and
should have
almost
done
5.
that at the first of the episode.
Such a hard
So
stage.
I have an 8 and a 6-year-old, 2 girls. Mike.
Yeah, so Maddie's 7, and then Henry is 3.
Henry's insane too.
Yeah, he's out of
Henry's
control.
like the hard. Yeah, he's the freaking Energizer bunny.
Yeah, I got Mabel, who's going to be 5 this summer, and a little boy who's 1 next month.
Yeah, so you're still basically on the Sleepless in Seattle stage.
Oh, I tell
With
my
a 1-year-old.
I always tell my family the last time I got a good night's sleep. Last time, so in high school, my favorite thing was unmolested sleep. I just craved unmolested sleep. I wanted to lock myself in my 58-degree basement, and I come up when I damn well feel like it, and no one comes in. So it's like, but I mean, as you guys know, as a dad, you get 0 unmolested sleep. So
Yeah.
oh yeah, it's just I haven't been well rested since July 31st, 2007. And well, actually July 30th, 2007. So it's just I'm working on way over a decade.
What was that day
like,
before you went on your mission?
oh yeah, given that was the day before.
gonna say
That was the day
last day of
before
high
I got
school.
hammered on a mission. So it was like I just sat on the porch the night before, going, "My life is ending." You know, like
Yeah, just with a gun in hand.
yeah. But like ever since then, I mean,
Back to the Bush
kids.
administration, isn't it?
Yeah, it was Bush. It was Bush's last term. It was right before George W. He just barely entered into Iraq because the last time I got, we barely put boots on the ground in Ramadi. It was the last time I slept well.
Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 more of these, and then we're gonna move on.
Yeah, American Sniper was at his top of his game.
Okay, last 2. Ty Gardner, 16. I haven't had to deal with this in a while, but I remember this did suck. I actually wrote a whole blog post about just this. Getting kids in a car. Wow, getting kids in car seats and they go limp or stiff, making it even harder.
Happened to me today. I was coming out of Costco, and Henry, he doesn't like to get clipped in, and he just starts raging.
Oh, you just had.
I thought he was yelling. Yeah, I thought he was going to yell. I mean, he started yelling so hard, I thought he was going to pass out. He was, I mean, just a wild animal. It's like trying to put a baboon into a car seat.
It's like trying to give a cat a bath.
Yeah.
So what'd you do? You just pinned him down one hand?
Yep. I
That's
mean,
unreal.
it's a lot of force.
Oh, yeah,
Tell me anything worse than... Yeah, that sucks.
Well, tell me anything worse than car seats in general.
Yeah, we have...
Talk about moving those things from car to car.
Oh,
Clipping
why
them in
would
is
you do
impossible.
that, dude? I'd go into any type of debt to have two... like, we...
You need like 6 car seats per kid, but a top of the line car
No,
seat
2 seats...
is $400 these days.
It doesn't matter. Going to debt for it. I promise. Two car seats in each car. Or how many? Like if you have 5 kids, you buy 10 car seats, 5 for each car.
I can't ever figure out how to get the belt buckle tight. I can't figure out how to hook
Yeah.
it to the frame of the car. I don't even know what you're hooking
that's
it
the
to. You're
hardest
hooking
thing
it
in
to
the
some
world.
D-ring. And it's like every time I'm just getting madder and madder and sweating, and my wife finally just takes
nothing's
over.
sweatier.
But then you got to put your whole body weight on the whole
Yeah.
thing to even get it to close.
You have to lay on top of it.
honestly-
No, yeah,
it-
you
it-
shouldn't. You should move them in one time, and then buy one for the other car. Move it in one time, and never move them again until the kid's a teenager.
Oh, I think for me, car seats are in the top 3 to 5 worst things about kids.
About being a dad, yeah.
Just they're horrible. I hate them.
Yeah, no, there's nothing hard. And then especially when they're clipped on the back, like if you have an SUV, you have to climb in the back hatch and like undo it from the back. That back strap that's down there.
Well, I don't fit back there, so I've never done that.
You just tell Jenny,
well,
like,
I
it's
don't
like-
think I can get in my back seat.
oh, there's nothing harder.
Oh, and then heaven forbid you got to clean it.
Oh,
And you
hell
watch
no.
a tutorial how to clean it. They basically tell you like throw some little bit of dish soap at 75-degree water.
Yeah.
Get in there with your feet, crushing it like you're crushing
Yeah.
grapes in Italy, and step on the pads until all the. Then you're like, well, I don't even know if the soap's out. Everything
'Cause you
else
can't
is
wash
out.
it; it'll shrink.
Oh yeah, then
You can wash or dry straight up shrink won't fit.
then you're like, well, now I got 10 pieces of a car seat. How do I put it back together again?
Oh yeah. No, I watched.
you need
I
a
had to
degree
watch
in-
probably 6 or 7 YouTube videos.
I need a degree in mechanical
Yeah, you got to be
engineering.
an architect to put
Yeah.
those back together.
Yeah, when your kid goes from regular car seat to 2-piece or whatever,
The
back-
booster.
the booster.
boosters-
But no, there's a step before
Boosters
the
are
booster.
bomb.
There's car seat.
There's a step before the booster.
There's 3 steps. Yeah, there's a middle
No.
step. I promise you.
I skipped a
There's
step.
there's
I'll
a
tell you
3-step
that right now.
harness. Yeah, you better go change that right now. Dude. You better get out of here. There's a 3 strap or a 5-point.
What?
I don't know what the hell. It's just a regular one.
Just the 5-point.
And then
inspection?
before you get to the booster, there's one that has the back against it still, where
Well,
just the head.
we
thing
have a
comes off.
back booster combo.
Yeah. So taking that back off, because Coco hates that thing, and so she finally was like, "Hey, you're old enough. We'll just put you
Yeah,
in a
you got to
booster."
get rid of that thing.
Getting the back off of that thing, I had to watch 7 different videos, and I literally had all my body weight standing on it,
yeah.
yanking it up, and then I didn't want to yank too hard because I didn't want it to just smash my teeth out when it finally did come out. And then I saw this like lady who was probably 65 years old do it in 2 seconds on this video,
Yeah.
and she was doing the exact same thing I did. I couldn't figure it out, and finally. Like you have to like pull and push at the same time. She didn't say that. She's like, you don't do it like this, and then did it. And then it just like it was just the most annoying thing in the world. But
Well, it doesn't help now that kids are in some sort of seat contraption until they're in junior high.
yeah, I don't get it.
I mean, if you go by like the national, whatever
The
safety
actual
council,
rules, yeah,
just the national council of who knows what. But like they tell you to have that kid in there till they're 100 pounds and 6 foot tall.
yeah, yeah.
I always joke with my nephews, like the ones in 6th grade. I'm like, take your booster and carpool this
Yeah.
week, you know, like. I mean, the kids got them just strapped to their back, and then they go to the carpool.
Yeah, me and Sloan argue about that all
Is
the
it
time.
actually 100 pounds? What is the?
No,
what
It's
is
something-
this?
it's something
stupid. It's something stupid.
It's like it's obscene. It's like honestly the kids in 5th grade.
no, yeah, it's puberty. I promise. It says like wait till you hit puberty and then you can change.
It was as big as I was when I was in 7th
I mean,
grade.
back in the 80s, kids were just rolling around on the ground.
Oh
like-
yeah, Sonic the
They didn't even
Hedgehog
have
in the
car
back
seats.
seat.
They didn't even have seatbelts.
Oh, we didn't have one seatbelt. Now it's like they have to have a wet dream and then they can get out of the car.
Just they've got to go through maturation to qualify to get out of a booster seat.
Yeah, some sort of national sex ed.
Oh man! All right, last one of these. This is from our boy Tay
Maturation.
Murph. This is the last dad peeve. We'll move on out of this. 2-year-old slaps me right in my privates about once a week when he's just trying to play tag.
So bad. Henry stepped on my hog today, and I about went through the roof.
Oh, I didn't think my shaft was in commission anymore for kid number 2. after my daughter. I mean, we fight, but whenever you pick him up, the legs are just
a straight kick.
flipping like a mermaid's flipper, just like Free Willy, just flipping out of into the ocean, and both legs going. Both balls in the shaft have taken so many direct shots. I was just happy I was still fertile on round 2.
Yeah, you weren't sure.
Oh, it's just you're down on your knees. You're trying to explain to a 3-year-old girl, like, oh, you just hurt daddy.
Before I get down on the ground to play with my kids or with Henry, I put a cup on. That's the best policy.
Strap it on.
Just Henry got the hog.
Yeah, Henry's wild. You need to tell,
it was bad.
Yeah, you need to tell the story about what Henry did this week.
Oh, jeez.
Is that allowed?
Oh, yeah. So I'm sitting in my bedroom.
This is pre-pickleball.
Yeah, getting ready to
Right
go
before we were playing
some pickleball. We play pickleball on Wednesday nights, and Henry comes up into my bedroom, and he's like, "Hey, Dad, do you know where a comb is?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, buddy, the comb's on the counter." So he goes into the bathroom, and he's rummaging around. And I see him grab the comb and go downstairs.
This is your beard comb.
Well, no. It's just like a round brush or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So it's Jenny's brush. The fact that I know what a round brush is slightly embarrassing. But truth be told, it might not even be a round brush. But
just a regular brush.
It's some sort of brush. So
some sort of utility brush.
Yeah. So at any rate, about 15 seconds later, I hear Jenny just exclaim and just start yelling at Henry. Just no, like real guttural, like she's not happy, and
just a primal.
It's gotten bad enough that I come down the stairs and I'm like, what is going on? So I lean over the banister, and Henry's got scissors in his hand, and I'm like, well, did he cut the couch? Like, we bought some new furniture. Like, did he stab? Did he stab it? Like, is Maddie's haircut? And Jenny walks around the corner, and she's just got a gob of hair in her hand. And it's her own hair. And she's like, Henry cut my hair. And I mean, my first question was how? Not even like,
are you okay?
like less surprised. I mean, I was just, shocked that.
Logistically, how that happened.
I was like, hold on. So, apparently Henry was sitting there combing her hair and grabbed the shears and just cut them. And the scissors were so sharp that she didn't feel it. Because, like, I mean, if you had a dull pair of scissors, he would have really had to go at it. But they were like...
He'd be sawing.
They were scissors that I used to cut my beard.
Oh, the sharpest scissors ever.
So they're super sharp. And just cut it right at the nape of the neck. Just a big chunk out of the back. Which is just like... I mean...
So she thought she was combing.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh, this is fun. He's doing my hair.
Yeah. And then Maddie... She was playing a game with Maddie. And Maddie is like... Just get wide-eyed.
Never
got the
more
biggest
stunned.
wide eyes, and she's like, Henry, cut your hair. Jenny's like, what are you talking about? And just reach back there and just big glob of hair. It almost derailed pickleball, which is just
I know. I saw
I mean,
it.
what an asshole move by your kids. Like, it just seems like anytime you ever want to go do anything, like, the world falls apart. Like we went to go see a movie. What was that? You were with me, and we went to...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, the kid got croup.
Yeah,
it was Henry.
Yeah, went to go
Henry
see a
has it
movie.
out for you.
We do this like once a quarter, and my kid gets croup, and it's like it just seems like every time you want to go do something, your kids just try and blackmail you out of it.
Yeah, they try to rob you. So did she fix it?
Yeah, so her sister's a hairdresser.
Yeah,
so her sister's a hairdresser. She almost went down that night, and
I remember
I told her,
you're like, we're out.
I was like,
pickleball's canceled.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for going. But then Jenny just said she wanted to go to bed and she'd go get it fixed the next day. Yeah, so she cut it, and I think she had to take about 10 inches off.
Holy God, dude.
Just took 4 years growth.
Yeah,
it's like Henry was like he was in an old growth forest.
Was Henry like
just like
did he like realize the magnitude of what he did after he came down? He's 3.
I mean, he's sad about it, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I cut your hair," but like, I don't think he understands.
He'll never pick a pair of scissors up again, though.
I mean, we try not to let him, but he's just fascinated with cutting things. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
That's the first steps of a serial killer.
But yeah, I definitely thought it would be Maddie's hair first, and Maddie's hair never got cut. She never cut it, and who knows? Henry could strike again.
My brother.
Henry strikes back.
My brother, Matt. You know Matt. He, their kid did the same thing, but to their other, to the sister, to Breezy. but took it down to almost the scalp.
Yeah.
It was pretty rough.
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean that's what siblings are for. I mean, I did some pretty
I'm
heinous.
surprised my girls haven't
Pretty
freaking
I
cut
did
each
some
other's-
pretty heinous stuff when I was a kid. I took like a 6-inch construction nail and put it up my sister's nose, to the point where like it wouldn't come out. My mom tried to give it like a slight tug and it just was stuck.
Oh my gosh! So they had to do ER or what?
Yeah, so I mean I was so young. I was
Can't remember
probably
one thing.
like 3 years old.
Just Henry's age.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
Henry part
yeah,
one.
Yeah, it was Shades of Henry.
It's just,
Insane.
it's just Mike with the construction screw from the home site, from the build site next door.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Is Mabel cut any hair?
No, she actually is pretty good. Like she knows how to get to scissors because she's just all about crafts. So
Yeah.
she's yet to cut herself for someone. So we're like, oh, whatever, let's give it a go. I mean, you tell them 100 times, like, don't come down the stairs holding the scissors by the handle.
And
You
they
know,
still
like,
do.
cover the blade. They still,
And
like,
then you run after them, and then they
oh,
start
they
full
like
sprint.
skip stairs and like hop 4 stairs. You know, like all holding like a really sharp knife. You're like, what's
or
happening?
Just like just chewing on a screwdriver, sprinting around, and it's like, what is going on?
Oh yeah. But no, she hasn't cut anything yet somehow.
That's too scary.
But I mean, yeah.
Yeah, our girls haven't cut anything. It was lucky. Super, super lucky. One thing. So I want to do an ad real fast. So I was supposed to do this at the start, but I totally forgot. So Coda Bear. CodaBear.com. Coda's our good buddy. We've known him a long, long time. I think we actually all have rings on right now from him.
Love his jewelry.
Yeah.
Bought a couple of different rings.
Turquoise, Native American jewelry. The blankets are the softest thing you'll ever feel.
I hate wearing jewelry, but if I was going to wear jewelry, I'd get it from Coda.
So his turquoise rings, my wife has a bunch. I have some of his rings. Coda Bear, Native American jewelry. If you use the code Ask Your Dad 20, you can actually get 20% off. So CodaBear.com, go check
I
it
have to
out.
use that.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's a
wanted
good-
to get another blanket.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, the blankets are phenomenal. We have like 5 of them.
Yeah.
He just got some new ones that have like sheep stuff on the. I don't know what it's called. Sheep wool.
traditional,
It's not real sheep.
traditional Indian.
It's like on the other side of one of the
Patterns?
blankets. No, it's like the.
Oh, it's like
soft-
the heavy wool.
the wool
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
All
It's
the
not
blank-
actual. Yeah.
All the blanket colors are hand dyed from nuts and seeds foraged in the Navajo Nation.
Yeah, they're unreal. The blankets are the softest things.
Just
in
like
the
desert,
world.
just desert colors.
Okay, so I want to give a shout out to Coda. So I know we've talked about vasectomies.
I mean, Jenny's full court press at this point.
She is.
Oh yeah.
She's playing the 1-3-1 press.
Dude, we've had a lot of guys at my work that have got them, that have gotten them. And they're, I don't know, I think I'll probably have to do it at some point soon.
Yeah. I mean, I've committed to this summer.
The summer?
I don't have a date down.
Oh,
on the
we need to
calendar
go
yet,
same
but-
day. Are you guys done? I mean, that's
Depends on who
maybe
you
kind of-
ask. It'll probably be a compromise that I lose.
I mean,
So,
hell, let's all go to St. George and just chill for a weekend. And
We got to do it up here. I'm not going to have some random,
well, I mean, get the procedure done and then make the drive.
some.
I don't know, I always joke with my wife that if something happens to
Natural
her, I can
medicine.
father kids up until the day I die. So let's get a
Who
tubes
was that?
tied.
We had that the other day. My buddy and his wife were arguing about it because they're done, and he's gonna. But then he's like, yeah, but what if I you die and I want to get remarried and have another kid and
Does he really want to have another kid though?
yeah, I'm
That's-
like, dude, I'd be done.
Who is this guy?
Well, if you're in
I'm
your,
chewing through.
I mean, if you're in your 70s, got a 30-year-old woman, you're like, well, I'm not gonna have to raise it anyway. I'm out of here in 2
You're
or
not
3 years.
shooting in 70s, anyways.
You're just firing ropes in your 70s,
What
but
is going
Well, that's
on?
the argument all this time, though. Because I feel like the dad. I mean, it's kind of the dad's not job, but the wife birthed all this. Especially Jenny had really bad pregnancies.
Yeah, no doubt.
yeah.
I mean, it's
They
just
basically almost
it's so much
died
more
to have
simple for the
kids.
man too. I mean,
Way
there's-
simpler.
Yeah,
So we're gonna have to do it. I think
yeah. I've accepted it.
we're gonna just do a vasectomy party.
except
we should
I want
just
a whole
do-
damn weekend.
My buddies did it here, in Pleasant Grove. They said it didn't hurt, but I don't really.
whole
believe them.
weekend. You may as well barter for a week, Mike. At this
Just a
point,
week.
I think
off
you're
of-
back up the next hour. I think it's
Oh yeah, you can go to
next
work.
time- I mean, I'm
you can
looking-
go to work a day later, but you might as well just.
Yeah, you're not lifting anything, right? Or
Sit
so- I
with
don't
a few
know.
ice packs and some TV and some snacks.
My other buddy, so there's another guy went to the same. So I've heard you can do it 2 ways. You can do it. There's an incision, or you can do it this other way. That's there's no incision made, and it just feels like someone's rubber banding you in the right under the shaft, basically. just a fat rubber band snap. But one of the guys at my work that did it said that he went in did because they basically try to like can talk you out of it. They're pretty like you go in, they're like, "Are you sure you're done? This
Hey,
is
it's
not
elective
reversible."
surgery.
Yeah,
No, it
yeah.
is reversible, I thought.
I mean, it's reversible.
It's reversible
just-
like
it's gonna cost
70%
you a
of the
lot of money.
time. or
but it's
something.
like 10 times the amount of money. So it's like $700. I don't know, I'm just making these numbers up, but let's say it's like $700 to do it, and it's like $7,000 to reverse it.
I don't even think the reverse is like 100% effective. I think it's like the whole Anchorman thing. 70% of the time, it works every time. Like I think it's like that. I don't know though. I've never researched it.
Yeah, I'm too scared. I'm so scared of needles. But I don't think this one. Yeah, they numb it first, which
Ugh.
get a needle away from there first of all. But the other thing is too is like the guy I was telling you about. He said he went in, did his consult. They were like, okay, come back on this day, take this pill an hour before you come, and have someone drive you.
Yeah.
So he was at like Pizza Pie Cafe with his family, pops the pill, and he says like from about 5 minutes after that, he doesn't remember anything until the next day. And he said his wife said he was like jumping in the parking lot, like jumping in the bushes and just acting like a crazy.
I need one of those once a week.
Doesn't remember one thing, dude.
Yeah.
Doesn't remember the pain. He said
that
the
over
next
the
day I
counter?
woke up and it was fine. But then the other guys that went to the same place said they didn't offer that service, that pill. So I don't know.
Yeah, is that OTC?
I don't know. It sounds scary. But I think we got to do it. But it's too scary. It's really scary. So, all right, let's lighten the mood again. So now that we just got into straight depression. So the last kind of segment I want to do, another one I put on Instagram is unsolicited dad advice. So I think a couple people took this the way I wanted them to. I probably should have said the worst unsolicited dad advice because I said, what's the best dad advice you've gotten before? Meaning like people in public that like tell you that like give you advice of like how to parent your kids. But people like took it in the way like what's some really good advice. So some people sent me like serious ones. I'm not gonna read those though. So we're just gonna read the ones that the people that actually got what I was talking about. So again, as Crowley coming in, I think he was dead serious, but I think he was sarcastic. Bend but don't break.
That's actually decent. That's a decent advice for any negotiation, and kids are just a full-time
Oh
negotiation.
yeah, that's literally all it is. Try not to kill him.
Can't have this treat, but I guess you can have this one. Go to bed.
Astrolux, don't worry, my kids act like that too. I've heard that a couple times too, which I think is kind of like a passive aggressive comment.
Yeah, but also like, what's worse than getting, like, let's say your kid throws a tantrum, and someone's like, "Oh, well, here's how you should deal with it." It's like, look at your kids, fool. They're still throwing tantrums, and they're like 14.
Yeah, it didn't work. Yeah.
It's like, I don't want your advice.
Oh, nothing worse than getting advice from boomers.
Oh, well, just getting advice where it's like someone asking me like, "Hey, what advice do you have on picking out clothes?" Like,
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
I'm not good at it. Oh, here's some advice.
Yeah, you can see that like, oh, your kids turned out really
Oh
bad.
yeah. That's probably just judgmental on my part, but
I had someone. We were with my buddy down in Arizona, Jake Winters, and we were at Grimaldi's right there in Scottsdale. You've been to that one, Mike?
yeah, I've been there too.
The one in Old Town, right there.
Yeah, I've been
So
there.
we're at that Grimaldi's, and we were with them, and he has a kid that kind of actually reminds me of Henry, but he was like a little bit younger. He's like 2 years old. He's like 2. No, he's like 3 probably. And he was just acting like it was just us at the table right in the middle there, and it's kind of like a more expensive place, so you don't see a ton of kids there. And anyways, his kid was like acting crazy. And so he like reached over, and I don't know if he like grabbed his arm, kind of like they grabbed his arm to like squeeze it to make sure he like shuts up,
That's my signature move. by
or
the way.
like hit him in the shoulder. I can't remember what he did, but he basically shut his kid up. Kid was fine, didn't like cry or anything. Actually, he did cry. That's why this happened that triggered this. But cried, got him to be quiet. Got him to stop crying after he caused the crying, and then 5-10 minutes goes by, and all of a sudden. And I was sitting right next to them. These people were so like sneaky how they did this. All of a sudden, a note falls down in front of them, like a napkin with writing on it. And then these people had walked past, like right out past the door and left. And they had written on the note, like, "Do not ever abuse your children. Like, they don't deserve that. You should never strike your child." and then they like just jetted. I'm like, dude, I cannot believe they wrote like that's.
Those are people who didn't have kids.
Oh, 100%.
Right
That's a lot of gall.
And we didn't even see who wrote
That's
it. Or
John
who left
Gall,
it.
the Indian chief, right there.
And I was like, couldn't believe how snaky. I'm like, dude, that's wild. And they're like they use the word like strike your kids too. You know, I'm like
Striking them
Yeah,
down.
they must have been over 50.
Yeah, strike's like an MMA term. Like,
Yeah.
this guy's a good striker.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Well, the Emperor wanted Luke to strike him down, right? That's like
We just watched that today, dude. That's fresh in my mind. Yeah,
No,
I couldn't fathom that.
what's your guys' take on spanking?
Oh, I spank the shit out of my kids.
Do you?
Yeah, you can call CPS or whatever, but I don't like not to like hurt them, just to startle them.
Yeah.
You know.
I did it until
Yeah, I
I did it
remember that
once.
story, dude.
Yeah, I spanked Maddie twice and cried for too long, and then I started crying. I felt so bad about it. So I try not to spank him, but occasionally, like if I've talked to Henry and then talked to him again and then yelled at him and then talked to him again, and then he continues. He'll get, I'll whop him.
Yeah,
But
I'll whop them.
Listen, so this is
My
this
kids
is,
are getting a little too old to spank now because they can like squirm out of it.
that's you just got to take the Wi-Fi password away.
Yeah, it's like my
Kids
it's
are
like,
getting old enough that
But I remember when I was growing up, I got spanked all, and then like if you were bad, you got the belt, you know, like and then
Bryce with the belt.
Murder with the belt, but it would only happen like if
Bryce was Indiana Jones
if
with
you were
that
like
belt.
really really bad. But I remember he'd spank us, and then we put our hands there to block it, just to catch a low high five there, dude. And then he'd get so mad. Move your hand, or you're gonna get another one, you know. And we're like, all right, and then it was like inevitable, and then you're like, you know, like clench your butt, or like
the
you
anticipation of getting
you're
spanked was
basically
the worst
humping
part.
the air in front of you to miss it,
yeah.
you know. And just doing air thrust to miss the full blow.
That's why.
And then he's like, if you don't stand there, and then he'd make stipulate, if you don't stand there, you're gonna get another one. I'm like, I have to stand here like a slave and take like that was so stunning. I remember just thinking like, this is like child abuse.
That's why if you really want to get your kids, you got to follow up with a second, because if they try and dodge, they're not expecting the second one to come through, and
they're relaxed.
you get your licks in.
You get your licks in.
I don't know. I never got hit as a kid. Kelly wasn't hitting me. My mom
You never got spanked?
No. The only thing my mom would
Zero
do
spanked?
is she would just do the grab and squeeze, Mike, your signature move. And like just as a kid, I don't know, I knew just like that was the time to just cut it out, you know, just hit the brakes. But I don't know, my brother's 5 years younger than me, so like we never had like any heinous like bringing bats at each other.
Yeah, you
So
only
I was
have
just,
one
I was just
brother,
always
right?
so much
Yeah.
bigger that if I'd have hurt him, that would have been the end of me. You know,
Yeah.
my parents would have. But I don't know. I've spanked Mabel a few times. My wife.
I thought you were going to follow up there and say that you spanked Mabel and then your wife. And I was like, I've never disciplined Jenny.
Yeah,
I need to take some notes.
yeah. I start with Mabel, and then I work my way. If Melissa does something wrong that day, it goes to her too.
Yeah,
No,
she gets the brunt of it.
But like my problem is I'm the king of empty threats with my daughter.
Oh,
so
I've
like
never been
I've threatened
too.
like I'm going to spank her so many times that now she's like, whenever she tells me something, I'm going to spank you, Daddy, if you don't do this, and I'm going to spank you hard.
Yeah, I count to 5 with Henry, but he knows it's just infinity. Like I'm never going to get up off the
Yeah.
couch. It's like, all right, count to 5. He just.
Oh yeah,
He knows
it's
you're
okay.
the. Yeah, I'm the king of empty threats as well. My kids are getting too old, but I used to spank a lot. Don't spank as much anymore.
I feel like at some point, that's the only. What else are you supposed to do? Like, there's all these hippie books on how to connect with your kid. And they're like 3 years old.
yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? But like, I feel like at some point, like, there's just times where I tell Melissa, I'm like, I don't know what else. I don't see the other way around this.
Yeah.
Tried everything else, we never do. But it's like,
You got to bring him back to the mean.
Oh, you got to bring back into reality.
yeah, it's just
Gotta
knocking them
shock
down a
it.
few pegs.
Yeah, you got to shock them back in their system. Yeah, they get too stunned. I remember one time we were at, this is probably like the most mad I've ever been at Coco. She was like maybe 5. And like she was pretty good like before, I don't know, like I feel like the months and weeks leading up to the weeks and months leading up to this, like she had been really good and never had like a temper tantrum. And of course it's like the one time we go out, like not the one time, I guess we went out a lot, but like we were at this like birthday party for my buddy Jeremy, and he anyways we were there, and like he happened to know, I know you guys know like Steve and Shelley,
Yeah,
He was
remember him?
there. He wasn't. He was like there with. He was like he was still single at that point, and he was like there with a bunch of like kids from college or something. There was a bunch of people there. Maybe only 2 or 3 had kids. Maybe 30 people at this party.
Yeah.
This birthday party, and like we went to like do something, or Coco first didn't get like a balloon, or I don't know what happened that triggered her. Dude, the worst temper tantrum I've ever seen in my whole entire life. And like he fell, and this was like in front of, and I hadn't seen Steve and Shelly since high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, and she falls on the ground, just flips out, like the whole like kicking, screaming. I'm like, what the hell is going on? You know, and so then I grab her to pick her up, and then she's like grabbing the door, like won't leave. Like I'm trying to pull her out to leave, and I'm like, girl, see you guys, see ya. And especially like most people there that were single, you could tell they're like totally like, oh, the worst parents ever.
They're horrified. Yeah.
Oh, they're horrified, dude. Like I went to pull her out, and she was like hanging on the door frame, like the movies. So then I got her in the car, and I just lost my mind. I'm like, and she wouldn't, same thing. She was going all freaking out, wouldn't get in her car seat. And then she was screaming like hysterically. She gets in the zone where like she's so like going so crazy that like nothing hurts her. You know, I remember pulling her out of the thing.
Yeah, they become rabid.
Yeah, they become rabid, dude.
It's like at the end of Old
Spanking
Yeller
her.
when the dog gets rabies.
Yeah, I said I'm
It's
gonna,
very,
I'm gonna
last
like I'm gonna
throws.
spank you if you don't stop. Which is the Sloan's like, that's the stupidest thing ever. It's gonna make her cry more. But in my mind, I'm like, no, this is gonna work for sure. And so, anyways, I remember spanking her, and she just like, she had like Satan in her eyes, dude. She just got more and more insane.
You're just seeing red.
The more I'd like try to discipline her, and so I think
Yeah,
she
Henry
like
does
ended up
that a
screaming
lot.
herself to sleep in the car seat.
Oh yeah.
It was the most like horrific. I still have nightmares about it.
Is
Like
this
it
PTSD
was
from
so stunning. Yeah, it was bad, but I was like, it was like the worst I'd ever seen her before.
And sometimes they just can't be reasoned with. But how great,
Yeah.
as your kids start to get older,
I need to pee at some point.
as your kids start to get older, it's just being able to reason with them. Oh, it just gets so much better. Like when kids are young and you're changing diapers and just taking care of them, like before you can start to bargain with them and be like, all right, if you do this, you'll get this, or just using a little bit of logic with them as they start to get older. It becomes more and more
It's
rewarding.
way better. Yeah. All right, we'll wrap it up here. So the last two, or I guess the last one really. Well, a couple more
Yeah, we need a couple more.
of dad advice. So this is Josh Jones again. Sometimes they just need a hug instead of advice. Talking about dads.
Yeah, I feel like I could really use that one. I feel like sometimes Maddie.
Just from a stranger.
Well, I'm saying like for my own kids, like instead of like Maddie will come to me with like a problem or an issue, and I'm just like, all right, here's what you need to do to fix it. Instead of just like listening to what she has to say, and
that's
just like
the worst. Yeah, that's the
just
number
like
one
giving him
dad
a hug.
trait.
Yeah, it's just like
Never knowing how to listen,
Oh.
just how to fix. That's just a man thing, though. I think.
Yeah, I know, but
Like I just want to fix your problem.
yeah, I could take a good lesson on that. I'd just start hugging them instead of trying to prove out how they're going to do something or fix something.
Just try to teach him a life lesson. Just
Yeah.
give him an embrace.
Yeah.
That's unreal. All right, the last one, and this is probably the. We'll end with.
We don't
this.
want to go to Grant's.
No, that's what we're going to end with, I think. So Grant. So this is Grant. GWC 15 Grant Cummings. So this
Just the
is
cum dog.
This is
for those that know him.
So he looked at this and he thought this was like a normal answer. But so best dad advice you've ever received, unsolicited, and his is pull and pray. Question mark, question mark, question.
So is that like don't have kids? Is that the
Yeah,
best advice
I
he's
think
ever
that's
been
a-
given?
that's
And
a-
he didn't,
that's what
he
he's
didn't
done.
heed the advice.
Yeah, he
Best
has,
advice-
he
it
did
is
that
bad is to avoid
thrice,
the yoke.
3 times, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you don't win any peeves, that's the
Yeah.
best way to do it.
So that's what I'm gonna name the episode, Pull and Pray. So, anyways, we'll wrap this up. Thanks, Mike Kellen, for being here. Maybe we'll have you on next week. We'll see. We have no idea what we're gonna do. This is episode 1, so we'll try to make this a weekly thing and either have the same guests on or new guests on. I haven't really decided yet, but
Sweet.
thanks for taking the time, fellas.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah, it
for
was
having
awesome.
us.
All right, take it easy.